and ignorance has made a lot of car users think less of its maintenance. Going into your vehicle and driving every day around is not the absolute joy of having a car. Getting it filled up at the filling station is equally not the basic joy of having a car. But getting the expected joy of owning a car lies in between the periodic maintenance of that car, which saves you from being caught stranded at the bus stop, including your productivity at work and timely business appointment. Take note from now and change your orientation on the usage and maintenance of your vehicle. I am Hilda Shaibu. This is Auto Expert, your guide to safety. Stay tuned, I shall be right back.
Auto Expert, your guide to safety.
Welcome back. You're on to your award-winning automobile TV show, Auto Experts. Our priority is to get you informed on major things you need to know about your vehicles, regardless of any brand. We are detailed in repair, maintenance, fault detection, car review, luxury, and auto insurance. Today, we shall be discussing overheating, its causes, effects, and possible solution. Okay, sir, what are the causes of overheating?
There are a lot of things. If you are talking of overheating, any car can be overheated due to coolant. Okay. But some cars are very, very sensitive. If we are not adding coolant to just water in the radiator, they can react. So that is number one. Number two is when you are having a shortage. Okay. The shortage of water. Or if you don't have water in the radiator. And another thing that you can look at is if you are talking about the fan, the radiator fan. The radiator fan. So if the radiator fan is not even blowing well as it used to be, you have the signal through ECT sensor. That is the control sensor that detects if there is any overheating in any car. So you just have them like that. Even leakage, in the cooling system, we have hose. We have some hose within the gallery as well. So if there is any leakage, from these hose or orifices, then definitely it will lead to overheating. Another thing that is very, very important, it is when you are having a damage of pump. I'm talking of water pump now. Okay. If the water pump is damaged, definitely it will not pump well. And when it comes to the circulation, you cannot have enough circulation. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Engineer Jumoke.
Let me add to what he just said now. Let our car owners to also take note of their radiator cap. Radiator cap is very important. If you're not using the right one for the car, definitely it's not going to cover that radiator very well because overheating. Okay. Then when they have leakage of radiator, when the radiator is also leaking, instead of the radiator to maintain that normal level of water, it will be dropping from where the leakage is. In the hose too that was connected to the radiator, if there is any leakage on that hose too, it can also lead to engine overheating.
There are 8 common causes of overheating, depending on the circumstances of the incident. Though very disappointing, yet the car can never be abandoned. Let's check out the 8 major causes of overheating. 1. Too little or no coolant, because driving without proper levels of coolant may cause a coolant system failure. 2. Cooling system leakage. 3. A broken or ruptured water pump. 4. Radiator issues, especially when your radiator fan fails to roll. 5. Engine oil shortage. 6. Thermostat failure. 7. Issue with belts and hoses. 8. Plugged up of heater cords.
On that effect we are talking of, I personally from experience, I know many people will always be saying that the performance of the engine, it's not unlike when they were using it before. Yes. That shows that the engine lock might have been cracked. due to that super heat of this engine block. So if it cracks, definitely, you know, there will be loophole for the expansion of what is it called, the block. It will expand and it will contract. So by so doing, you will not enjoy the smooth drive.
Okay. So any more additional effects that we need to know about overheating?
Okay. An additional effect on overheating is if the overheating is a very major one, it can knock the engine.
It can knock the engine.
Yes, it can knock the engine. When you have excess overheating and the gasket is burnt, the engine block will expand, can affect some other things in the engine, which can enable the engine to knock.
Because when there is overheating, an intense overheating, or probably in any vehicle, it tells on the water pump. The force, the pressure of the water pump will be reduced, because you know it will just be as if it has overworked. Then another thing is thermostat.
Okay, the thermostat.
Yes, because when you are having a high temperature, it tells back on the thermostat, because at room temperature, the thermostat is supposed to close.
Okay.
But now that the temperature has risen up, no, the thermostat will just be open. The whole thing will be flowing. So there won't be anything to regulate thermostat.
Okay.
As I've mentioned before, that control sensor will just be giving the signal to the dashboard. So with this, we need to take a look at them critically to avoid anything that can lead to overheating.
Okay, thank you very much.
In case your vehicle begins overheating, never panic or develop any form of fear, but take on the following steps and your safety is assured. 1. Pull over and assess the situation, but turn off the vehicle and allow the engine to cool before doing anything. 2. Open all the windows in order to allow heat to flow out of the vehicle to avoid suffocation. 3. Get water to fill up your radiator so as to secure your vehicle to a safe location, and proceed slowly to allow a good airflow around the engine in order to get the car closer to an auto workshop around.
Yes, it has.
Definitely it will happen. The very first part of the body that will feel it is your brain. You will sense it. So if you are having overheating in the car, definitely it will affect the electrical from the brain box.
Okay.
Because the brain box will now sense the poor performance and send it back now to all the sensors. Definitely we're talking about oil pump, low oil pump.
Yes.
So we are having sensors that are measuring the flow rate of the oil. Okay. So if you don't have smooth performance running of the engine, definitely crankshaft sensor will tell you that it's not functioning very well.
Yes.
ECT sensor for the temperature, the signal that will be seen from the dashboard, whether you are having a rise in temperature or not, it will tell you that. So definitely all the electrical parts, because they are being configured together and work together with the brain box. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, like you've heard on overeating, follow the process. We've outlined the causes, the effects, and the possible solutions. One thing that I have learned from everything the engineers have said is to be patient when you notice that your car is overeating. Do not panic and follow the process due to take your vehicle to the mechanic workshop. Thank you very much. So, sir, how long does it take to fix this catalyst?
It took me 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Okay, thank you very much. Great moments indeed at SAPEC Auto Workshop. We've had extensive discussion on the causes, effects, and possible solutions of overeating. Surprisingly, I've had my share of experience with overeating. Just imagine you are going for a party at Ijebu, you've bought Ashwebi, your entire family members are with you inside the car, and you get stuck at Redemption Camp. The frustration you feel spending the entire day on that vehicle, the old joy of the party being sapped off completely. Well, one thing I've learned from the engineers today when it comes to overeating is patience. When you experience overeating, the first thing you do is allow the engine to cool off completely before doing any other thing. This is how we're wrapping up on today's episode of Auto Expert. Thank you so much for staying with us. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram at Auto Expert, Facebook at Auto Expert. Follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Auto Expert TV. And follow me on Instagram at Ilda_Shaibu. Keep watching Auto Expert. It is your guide to safety.